now we're gonna transition into the segment where we kind of talk about all the deals that are going on in free agency and some of these contracts. And it's getting to the point now with me where I'm not too surprised by it. When someone like a JJ Redick gets 25 mil, a Drew Holiday who can't stay on the court gets 25 mil. You know,
we saw these
the
contracts.
Jeff T contract is reasonable, but you know, just I'm not surprised by this anymore. Like just based off how last year, you know, DeRozan, even though he's a good player and he has his talent, how much money he got. Blake Griffin getting 35 mil. You know, stuff like just certain things I'm not surprised by anymore. So
it's
like,
the new NBA, man.
Yeah, people getting like, yo, he getting a whole lot of money. Everything's changed now. The whole
changed.
breakdown has changed.
Exactly.
Like I remember years ago, people were getting mad. We were giving Avery Bradley $9 million. Like people were mad.
Exactly. Now imagine in today's league, that's why Avery Bradley actually, when we gave him that contract, about a few months in, he already came out with saying, "I want more money." So he saw those deals. He's like, "Damn, I signed too early." So these buku contracts are crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it's what you expect in the new NBA, though.
Yeah. So what are some contracts or some players in free agency right now that stick out to you?
The one that sticks out to me is definitely the Blake Griffin one, just because it made an interesting situation for the Clippers. Granted, because Chris Paul got traded over to Houston.
Yeah, so you want to stay loyal.
So you want to stay loyal, but you know to secure the bag. I don't really like saying that term, but securing his bag and everything like that. But
that's the mission.
Yeah, I know that was apparently his mission because when you're in LA without a Chris Paul, and I don't like Chris Paul, but at least I know the man's gonna get you there. I mean, Blake Griffin hasn't proven anything to me. Before Chris Paul got there. I think he was not even in the playoffs before Chris Paul got there. So, it's interesting to see what he's going to do over there. But I look at that as a Melo situation where it's like, all right, they offered you the house, so you're going to take it versus, running away to Phoenix. I couldn't believe they even said Phoenix, but I think his brother got drafted by Phoenix, too. So it makes an interesting, ploy to be like, I'm going to go to Phoenix. And they threw him the house. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so what, so some players for me that are still out there, though, that haven't even got any contracts, just looking through the list, Tyreek Evans, even though he's, like I was talking about Drew Holiday, how he can't stay on the floor, but that's somebody, if you can get him for short money and have him come off your bench, because he could play 1 through 3, in my opinion, it's just how the NBA's changed, you could just throw him out there, and he still contributes, like he's not just a waste of space, like some of these dudes on other rosters. So if he can be a valuable piece to come off the bench, that would be great. And then Dwayne Dedmon, even though the reports are coming out that the Warriors are trying to get him to on top of everything else they have, that would be he's a decent big man that not that many people talk about. But a lot of these people that are out here, there's not that many. This free agency is not that deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really top heavy.
It ends with Hayward. Hayward, sorry.
Yeah. So it's like it's really top heavy. So it's like this is the free agency where you kind of get some role players to kind of fill in your roster, fill in the bench. But a lot of teams need that. A lot of teams are a couple pieces away. So who, for you, kind of is like you looking at them trying to see where they go?
For me, I'm also looking at Derrick Rose and George Hill. Now, I've heard that George Hill has been speculated to be interested into the New York Knicks or reuniting with Popovich and the Spurs. I would like the Spurs a lot better because, what's his name, Tony Parker, he had the leg injury and everything, and we don't know how he's going to come back and recover from that, and he's kind of old in his age in his career this year too. He's like 34?
Yeah, he's on
34, 35. Yeah, so he was on the downside and
But they just re-signed Patty Mills to a good contract. I don't know if you can rock with Patty Mills
I don't think that's a starting, point guard for 82 games and playoffs included. So I think a George Hill would be a great addition to that team. That'd be funny if he goes back. They traded him for Kawhi Leonard. Exactly.
He's going back.
Right. But I feel like the Rockets did something like that when they traded for
Aaron
Ariza.
Brooks.
And then got rid of him too. Aaron Brooks too.
Didn't they have him? Yeah, they traded Aaron Brooks and they got Aaron Brooks back.
Exactly. And another player that Kyle Lowry I actually forgot because
I think he's staying.
I think he's staying, but I've also heard that the Raptors kind of want to blow up the roster, and they want to go a different direction because they don't think that they can compete in the East anymore, or it's speculated that they can't compete in the East anymore.
I got a theory that I was thinking about yesterday. If Kyle Lowry goes, basically it's DeRozan by himself because I don't think Ibaka going back. Valanciunas. The Celtics need to trade for either DeRozan or Valanciunas. I think Valanciunas would probably be easier to get But if they can get DeRozan, I'll take DeRozan.
See,
what's wrong with DeRozan? He's just still in his younger years.
He's still prime.
He still has room to grow. You know what I'm saying? I would take DeRozan. We need another scorer.
I don't like his playoff performances, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's with decompressed man Kyle Lowry over there. So, like, you know, both those dudes don't mentally prepare.
He is soft. I'm not saying that
Right.
that statement he made about LeBron. He is soft.
Exactly.
But
I was going to get there,
but
too.
I would take him as a complimentary piece, though. If it's not...
But, you know, if he comes to Boston, he's in that system as being, like, the number 2 option. Depending on how our roster will shape out at the end of the summer, you know he's going to be a number 2 option. Like, that's just the fact. It's DeMar DeRozan, you know, he's an all-star.
In that case, I'll take Valanciunas.
Exactly.
I'll take him
You
because
need
he's
rim
solid
protection,
big
too.
man.
But,
He
you know,
will.
I get what you're saying on DeRozan.
Mm.
I just personally wouldn't want him because I didn't like his performance in the last 3 years in the playoffs. Like, he disappears in big moments. And that's like the Kevin Love effect.
You're right. But so I appreciate you all. Please comment any free agents that kind of stick out to you. Any kind of comments you may have on our thoughts on free agency or just the Danny Ainge thing. We appreciate it. Catch y'all next time. Please subscribe.
Just remember, man, when you're not in the front office, man, you can't speak on these things.
The final jab. All right, catch y'all next time.